My name's Chris. I have a 3-year-old and a partner, Rose, and a 3-year-old, Ellie, who live with me at the moment in Suffolk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a doctor and Rose is a nurse. Yeah.
Okay. And what sort of stage were you in your, I guess we'll say, previous project when you came to me, when you approached me?
So we, at the time, we were planning on building a completely new build house on a plot of land, and we thought we had an idea of what we wanted to build in it, but we thought when we viewed, you know, when you see all the sort of buildings on the TV or in magazines, you always feel that the interior always sort of let it down. So we thought, actually, let's try and build a house with an architect and interior designer at the very start of this journey, so that everything works together as a sort of cohesive whole. So we came to you pretty much at the very beginning, just after we had engaged with our architect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really pleased that you did, because it's to have that sort of foresight, you know, to approach me at that point. Yeah, I was really pleased.
Yeah, the right thing to do, for sure.
Yeah. So how did you find out about An Artful Life, I suppose? How did you know? Remember?
Yeah, I think embarrassingly, it was I think it was an Instagram. I was following loads of sort of modernist, Scandinavian, Japanese design threads on Instagram, and then you sort of came up, and it just sort of hit me. And you were fairly local to us as well when I looked into who you were.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no one around where we live that has embraced this sort of a more sort of contemporary approach to design than you have, because it can all get a bit sort of rural and twee, and which is beautiful, but it's just not who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd already found beach architects who were amazing.
Yeah, because they're fairly local to us as well, and yeah, pretty cool.
Can I ask, did you enjoy your experience with An Artful Life studio as we worked through?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing that's really important was that I think we really enjoyed having our vision articulated in much more clarity than we ever thought we could do ourselves. So we had an idea of what we wanted, but then when you sent us some boards and some pictures and put it all together in a way that it was, it just completely clarified exactly how we wanted the house to look, rather than you influencing the way it was looking. You sort of showed us what we actually were trying to visualize, but we just didn't have the skill to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we enjoyed the most, was showing that actually we do really love this style. This is exactly how we want to live. And then you sort of made it happen, which is awesome.
That's really nice, thank you.
Is that right?
I remember you saying as well with the layouts.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously the architect had worked up a layout, sort of preliminary internal layout as well to fit the house design. But I remember you saying, so when we worked up further options, I think you preferred the newer options, and you were glad that we'd looked into that more for you.
Yes, yeah, so you sort of think there's a lot of DIYers out there who are very talented, and there's a lot of, but I must admit, and I thought that we'll draw up a floor plan, it'll all be fine. Put the island in the middle of the kitchen, and you have the sort of secret that golden triangle in the kitchen, and you go off these sort of principles and rules that you read about in DIY books and mags, and you get all the tips from all the magazines and think you can just put them all together and build an amazing house. But it just really doesn't work like that, I don't think. And once you had shown us 6 different versions of this kitchen, which we thought I think we wouldn't even have come up with half those. So, and then realizing that you genuinely have to have all of the options in front of you before you know which one is the best for you.
Yeah.
Rather than just sort of drawing a floor plan and putting your sort of golden triangle in the middle of the island or whatever, and then that's it. There are so many ways to do it, and until someone shows you that, you have no idea. And it's you're dedicated to doing it all day. So I think at that point I realized that even if your architect gives you a design, that isn't the only way to do it. You should get someone else to have a look anyway.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, especially something that important. You want to get it right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, that's good. So what kind of results did you feel we achieved for you? I suppose we've probably already been through this, but I know sadly the project didn't happen in the end.
Yeah, I think even though the project didn't happen, I think one of the things I think I've learned just by the sort of process of designing our house with an architect and yourself from the very beginning, it showed me firstly that that's definitely the right thing to do, is to get an interior designer on board from the beginning if you're going to build a house. Even if your architect is amazing, and as Ruth from Beach was amazing, there's another element of detail that you guys go into that I don't think is always thought about at the architectural stage, because there's so much to think about at the architectural stage. Yeah. So definitely get an interior designer on board at the beginning. But I also think the thing that I think the result for me was if in any future project, before you do anything, consult an interior designer. Even if you think you're an amazing one yourself, just get someone else to have a look, because I think ultimately what I've realized is design is always better as a collaborative thing, rather than just one person's sort of impression of how you should live. You should try and have a mixture of people's ideas.
Yeah, and see which pair of eyes, and just opening up to new ideas, I guess.
Totally. Because you don't know what you don't know.
No, it's true.
It's very true.
Even for me.
Yeah. I know, it's true for everyone, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
It's all right. Yeah. And I think the other thing to say would be the sort of I think telling, I don't know if you thought this, but telling, what we really tried to stay away from was trying to tell you what furniture we wanted, or what sort of, get really detailed in what we want, because ultimately we want to give you the artistic room to sort of understand who we are and how we live, and see if you can interpret that in a way that gives us something we would never have even thought of doing. And I didn't sort of want to taint your design with our annoying sort of, we don't want this here and that there, because actually you don't know that until someone's come up with a design. You don't really know what you like, especially because you've never built a house before. And most people don't live in these sort of new contemporary houses. So you really don't know how to live like that yet. So letting someone guide you through the process, I think, is really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. A bit philosophical.
Yeah. Let someone else tell you how to live before you try and put your brain.
Yeah. Because, I don't know, for us, we've only lived in, we've lived in one sort of Victorian cottage, which was lovely, but that's only one way to live.
Yeah, I think it's about just making you think as well about how you could live, all the different options. You know, we added that sort of dressing space in your bedroom, didn't we, that you walk through, so when you open the door, which is on the main living area, you're not looking directly into your bedroom.
Precisely, yeah, exactly. And also just moving the ensuite door to the left of the bed, so that you've got this sort of now the sort of almost like a boutique hotel sort of wing that you had, just by moving a door around, and made it a sort of pop slide door.
Yeah.
Just little moves like that can completely unlock a space that, and if you don't have an interior designer on there, you genuinely won't. It's very unlikely that you'll make those decisions.
Yeah, I do like trying to bring that sort of hotel vibe in if I can, because if you can make it extra special, why not?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
where you spend all your time. Oh, well, thank you. So can I ask, would you recommend us to friends, colleagues, family?
Oh yeah, 100%. As long as they're the right, you know, I would recommend. It's more about recommending them to you. I'd absolutely recommend you to anybody, really. But it would be to make sure that they understand how this process works. So yeah, definitely 100%. Bottom line.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. It
Yeah,
was an absolute pleasure, and I'm looking forward to the next project. Fingers
yeah, it's
crossed.
going to be cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting.